Hello Normans, and welcome back to this week's Norman News. I'm Grace Suomi.
And I'm Natalie Gold. Stay tuned for news on a new research linking cardiac disease and opioid usage.
And more on Florida's flesh-eating virus. Around the school in 30 minutes, this is the Norman News. Normans. A recent study just released this weekend shows a relationship between cardiac respiration and opioid usage. This study shows how the usage of cannabis, opioids, cocaine, methamphetamine, and other drugs can put your body at risk for atrial fibrillation, or AFib. AFib is a condition where your heart develops an irregular rapid heart rate leading to a lack of blood flow throughout the body, which can lead to extremely dangerous side effects. In the study, researchers found that those diagnosed with AFib were most common among those who had been using opioids or taking cocaine, but there were links among many other drugs as well. Normans, with all of the uncertainty happening today with drug usage and the dangers with fentanyl, please choose to be safe. No experience is ever worth more than your life. If you know someone who is struggling with substance abuse, please contact Norman Aid, school administration, or even a family member. You are not alone, and your voice can save a life. Stay safe, Normans, and have a great week. Now to Natalie with school news.
Thanks, Grace. Seniors, if you want a senior advertisement in the 2023 BHHS yearbook, share your favorite memories and biggest accomplishments followed by a personal message from a loved one. You're also encouraged to include a then versus now photo. You can create your own ad and upload them to bhhs.bhusd.org/senior-ads. The first deadline to purchase an ad is on November 17th. A quarter of a page costs $100, half a page will be $185, and one full page will cost $300. After November 17th, these prices will all increase by $10. Seniors, please send in your baby picture for the yearbook. You can send up to 3 photos at a time, but it is not promised that your photos will be a part of the yearbook. Yearbook sales have opened. Purchase your yearbook at bhhs.bhusd.org/yearbook sales. Now to Jason with more school news.
Thanks, Natalie. Hello, Normans. On Thursday, the superintendent, along with Ms. Decatral and Mr. Stewart, released a message to the BHUSD community regarding an incident at BHHS on Thursday. The message said, quote, "Today there was an incident at lunchtime that resulted in a student being physically restrained by 3 of our unarmed security guards. The incident involved the willful use of force on school employees and increasingly rose to a level requiring physical intervention. Contrary to social media reports, a weapon was not involved. Situations like these are extremely rare and unfortunate. Student and staff safety is and will continue to be our first priority. In rare situations where this is threatened, it is our job to reinstate that safety as quickly as possible. It is also our responsibility to de-escalate the circumstances contributing to the unsafe environment. After moving the incident away from other students and staff in an effort to limit the threat, the situation escalated. While 2 security guards restrained the student, the other security guard laid on the ground next to the student and used verbal communication techniques to support the student in de-escalating the situation. BHHS worked hand-in-hand with district leadership, including Mr. Mead, Director of School Safety, to promptly investigate the incident. There is an ongoing internal investigation into the actions of all parties. However, we understand there is a growing concern in the community, and as always, we want to provide you with timely, accurate information. Willful use of force on employees is not only a violation of California Education Code, but may be deemed a criminal act. The superintendent and BHHS co-principals thank the BHUSD community for remembering that information on social media is often inaccurate and should always be investigated and verified. Administration encourages any students that feel uncomfortable or concerned to reach out to the Norman Aid Wellness Center for support. Now let's send it to a field report regarding last week's Great Shakeout.
Okay, so my first question for you, Profe, is what would you do in the case of a real earthquake?
You know, that is the million-dollar question. First of all, I would have to make sure that all my students are present, that everybody's accounted for, that those who are in the bathroom are back. First of all is the responsibility to keep everybody safe. And that is the number one really thing on my mind, like who is okay and who is not okay in a real situation. That is the thing that goes through every teacher's mind, because we're dealing with lives here. We're not dealing with concrete, right? Not just concrete, but concrete and life.
Yes, and another question for you is, do you feel that these drills are helping to really prepare us in case of a real emergency?
Yes, I believe so. I think these drills gives us a glimpse, not 100% of what the actual thing is, but at least we are prepared to have an idea. It's kind of like coming to the classroom and learning, but then when you go to the real life is not the same thing as the classroom, but at least you have an idea, right? So this is an idea of what could happen. So
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
Thank you, Prof. What would you do in the case of a real earthquake?
Get a plane to Cuba.
Okay, thank you. You seem very prepared for the earthquake today, and you have this whole contraption. What was the inspiration to bring this to the field with you today?
Well, this is actually a pocket umbrella, so I can.
Oh, it's a pocket umbrella.
Yeah, so I can just pull this out of my pocket whenever I need to.
Okay, how about you?
Yeah.
It's all him. I'm just here for the umbrella.
It's not even mine actually. It's his. Nader's. It's Nader's umbrella.
Why do you have this umbrella with you?
I appreciate you letting me hold this. Thank you. I feel like because I trust him a lot, so that's why I gave him the umbrella. I mean, this is one of my trustworthy associates, and the umbrella might be a little bit broken, just a little bit, but it's okay, honestly.
Do you want me to fix it?
No. Keep it broken. Keep it. So I trust him to hold my umbrella because this is a very trustworthy guy. So for him to hold my, what is this, a kiwi?
Yeah.
A kiwi themed kiwi lime umbrella is very crucial to the school's development because this umbrella represents a lot about what school is.
What would you do in a real earthquake situation? I'd get in my car and drive home. That's a really good answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Climate protesters threw tomato soup at Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers painting on Friday to protest the extraction and use of fossil fuels. Members of Just Stop Oil, wearing t-shirts bearing the name of the group, poured 2 cans of tomato soup over the famous painting located at the National Gallery in London, as seen in a video posted to Twitter by the group. However, the painting was protected by glass and doesn't appear to have suffered any damage. 2 women then glued their hands to the wall just under the work of art. Even though they were later arrested, they still got their message across, and it was not their first bold act. In fact, they are calling for more action and want to close many roads in London to protest daily. More on this story to come. Thanks for tuning in to World News. Now to Akira with National News.
Thanks, Eden. Florida rises with cases of flesh-eating bacteria because of getting hit hardest by Hurricane Ian. The State Department of Health reports that as of last Friday, there have been 65 cases of the bacteria infections and 11 deaths in Florida this year. This data is compared with the 34 cases and 10 deaths reported during all of last year. The most concentrated area of the infection is in Lee County, where it's reported that there are 29 cases and 4 deaths. Earlier this month, health officials in the county warned people that the post-hurricane environment, including warm, standing water, could pose a danger from the potentially deadly bacteria. People with open wounds, cuts, or even scratches can be exposed to the bacteria through contact with seawater or brackish water. Ones who have open wounds should keep away from such water and seek medical care as soon as possible. Now to Noor with local news.
Thanks, Akira.
The city of Beverly Hills has announced that the annual Rodeo Drive holiday lighting celebration will take place on November 17th. This year's theme is Beverly Hills Express, which will revolve around a glittery red train station that will be displayed on Wilshire Drive. Broadway star Katharine McPhee and Grammy-winning musician David Foster will be performing festive songs at the festival. There will be a bunch of tasty treats offered and photo opportunities to be engaged in. At the very end of the night, a fireworks show will take place, so make sure to check it out. Now to Ariane and Mickey with sports.
Good morning, Norman. Starting off the season off on the wrong foot, the LA Lakers on a 3-game losing streak, losing to the Portland, the Clippers, the Warriors. Hopefully they do better on the upcoming game against the Nuggets. For Major League Soccer, LA Galaxy recently lost to LAFC last Thursday in a semifinals. Moving on to football, the Chargers lost to the Seahawks today, 37-23. UCLA lost their winning streak last Saturday to Oregon State, losing 45-30. That's all for pro sports. Now on to Mickey with school sports.
Thank you, Ariane. Good morning, Normans. I'm Mickey Anavim coming to you with this week's school sports. As the fall season comes to an end, we have our last football game this Friday against Centennial High School. There won't be any more football games until next season, so make sure to come support football in their last game. Boys water polo has their last game before playoffs today versus El Segundo. Girls volleyball made it to their second round of CIF playoffs last Thursday against Nordhoff High School in Ojai, where they sadly lost but put up a great fight. Girls volleyball had a great season, and we are looking forward to what the boys are bringing in the spring season. We want to wish girls tennis good luck as they start their playoffs this week as well. Good luck, athletes, and go Normans. Now to another field report.
Hi Normans, I'm Neman with KBEV. Pro sports seasons like the NBA have recently started and fans are starting to watch their favorite teams. Today I'm with Ariane, who will be asking students about their favorite sports teams. Let's see what students have to say.
The NBA season has just started. We're wondering what your favorite team is.
Well, my favorite team is probably the Golden State Warriors.
And how do you think the Golden State is going to do this season?
Well, I think they're going to crush the Lakers, and I think they're going to do great.
Okay, great. Thank you. The NBA season has just begun. What's your favorite team?
My favorite team is the Los Angeles Lakers, and I think they're going to do amazing this season.
Who's your favorite player on the NBA Lakers?
LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
What's your favorite NBA team?
Lakers.
And how do you think they're going to do this season?
I think they're going to do good.
And
not good, but not bad.
And do you have any favorite players on the team?
LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
The NBA season has just started. Do you have any favorite teams that you're watching?
Celtics.
And how do you think they're going to do this season?
Celtics in 4, bro. We going crazy. JT going crazy. Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart. We all going crazy.
And who's your favorite player on the Celtics?
Jason Tatum.
Great answer. What's your favorite NBA team?
The Lakers.
And how do you think they're going to do this season?
I think they're going to do better than they did last season.
Okay. With the NBA season starting, what's your favorite NBA team?
Probably the Lakers.
And how do you think they're going to do this season?
They're going to do the same that they did last season, so not that good.
With the NBA season coming up, what are your favorite teams to watch?
The Lakers and the Bucks.
And how do you think they're going to do this season?
I think the Lakers, they're going to finally make it to playoffs. Last year they didn't, and the Bucks are also going to because they won last year, so. Yeah.
What's your favorite NFL team?
The Rams.
And how do you think they're going to finish off the season?
Hopefully they do better, and hopefully they win the Super Bowl again.
Great.
Thanks to the students and Ariane for the interviews. If you don't watch pro sports, I recommend that you do, because it's a lot of fun. Thank you for listening. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thank you. Spooky season is coming up, with Halloween being at the end of this month, which means the iconic celebrity Halloween costumes are going to return, as well as the exclusive parties they hold to celebrate the weekend. Over the past years, there have been remarkable outfits and costumes worn to these parties. Fans have higher and higher expectations every year for their favorite stars to top their past costumes. The costumes that got the most publicity would include Hailey Bieber as Britney Spears in 2021, Kendall Jenner as a glittering fairy in 2019, and Katy Perry just as a hot Cheeto back in 2014. We are looking forward to seeing everyone's costume this year. Now to Deborah with this week's movie review.
Thank you, Deborah. Wakanda Forever upcoming movie stars Queen Ramona, Sururi, Mick Akri, Okra, and Dora to fight to protest the nations from interventing worlds from the powers waking of King T'Chal's death. As Wakandans strive to embrace their next chapter, the heroes must band together within our cause and ever rose to forge a new path in their beloved kingdom. Now let's sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's movie trailer.
Only the most broken people can be great leaders.
His people did not call him general or king. They called him Kukul Khan, the feather serpent god. Killing him will risk eternal war.
He's coming for the surface world.
We know what you whisper. They have lost their protector. Now is our time to strike. Show them who we are.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Wakanda Forever looks amazing, and I can't wait to go check it out.
Go get your tickets for Wakanda Forever today. Now let's send it to Sophia with an interview.
I'm here with two amazing dance company members. Hi, my name is Sophia Sadian. I'm here for an outdoor interview, and today I am here with
Jenny Cohen.
Ori Cohen Rom.
And I'm here with two amazing dance company members. So, how long have you guys been in dance company for?
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
And what are you guys working on right now in the class?
Our production for the show.
Yeah, we had our senior photo shoot yesterday for the poster. And our show is?
February 1st to 3rd at the Saban.
Okay, great. Also, what are things that you guys have been doing that you're definitely going to miss next year since you guys are seniors and you're going to be graduating?
We will for sure miss our amazing teacher, Miss Finley, and all the other members of DECO.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Sophia Sadian with an outdoor field report. Now back to the desk.
Thank you. Music plays a huge role in all of our lives. Luckily for us, over the course of the next few months, we'll be receiving new music from some of the best artists of today's time. This week, Lil Baby released his new album, It's Only Me, and everyone seems to be loving it. Boogie with a Hoodie released a teaser piece of his new album called Take Shots, featuring Tory Lanez this week. His album, Me vs. Myself, will be released sometime in November. On an even brighter note, Travis Scott will be dropping his album Utopia by the end of 2022. This will be his first album release since 2018. By the end of this year, we hope to see way more albums and singles released by our favorite artists. Now to Matthew with gaming.
Thank you. Bloodborne is one of my favorite games ever made, and I would still call it my favorite Soulsborne title. An evolution of From Software's game formula with a beautiful blend of steampunk, gothic, and cosmic horror. The story begins with you being treated from a mysterious illness by a doctor who gives you a strange blood transplant. This is before you are assailed by a werewolf and have tiny men perform acupuncture so good it makes you immortal. Now, Bloodborne lore is more confusing to understand than using a cheese grater to draw a dodecahedron, so here's some general Bloodborne history. Some college kids found an ancient eldritch god known as a Great One. One of them, named Lawrence, would use this Great One's blood to create a religious organization known as the Healing Church, because the blood heals you when you drink it. This would go swimmingly until they started to realize the blood would either drive you mad or turn you into a monster upon drinking too much. To combat this, the church gathered the most dripped-out individuals they could find before assembling them as the Hunters, to hunt those who have been driven mad. Often the hunters would be driven mad themselves in this process, so much so that they had a special branch of hunters to kill other hunters that were driven mad. This goes on, orchestrated by beings far beyond human understanding, as the city is drowned in eldritch terror. A theme that permeates throughout all of the enemies and factions in the game is that some regress and blind themselves to the truth, turning into feral beasts, while others gaze and are broken, losing sight of their humanity in an attempt to comprehend and or become the very eldritch truth they can never hope to grasp, as you are forced to fight your way through the purgatory that Yharnam has become. This transitions into the gameplay. Bloodborne is a 3D action-adventure game based on a combination of exploration and combat. You'll explore the city of Yharnam, which will connect back to itself many times in a style similar to a Metroidvania. The architecture of this game is something I really must compliment, as even after all of these years, I still find it super appealing and unsettling, with secrets hidden around every corner. The city is filled with corrupt churches and horrifying monsters, such as the aforementioned werewolves, men driven mad by their own bloodlust, and at the halfway point in the game, beings beyond the human mind. So how is it that you slay these vile fiends in front of you? You, the hunter, will be armed with 2 weapons at all points in time, a trick weapon and a gun. Trick weapons always have 2 modes, a one-handed mode, which can be used in conjunction with your gun, and a 2-handed mode for stronger and faster attacks, at the cost of no gun, which can these can range from turning into a short sword or a massive hammer so incredibly large that you're absolutely compensating for something. Speaking of the gun, it does basically no damage, but if you hit your opponent with a shot prior to an attack, it will stun the enemy, giving you the arcane ability to force your hand through their ribcage and rip out their hearts, screaming Kalima, like some poorly aged Indiana Jones reference for the uncultured. This may lead you to asking, how do I block attacks? And to that I respond, that's the thing. You don't. You learn how to dodge, and quickly, because you survive exclusively by being faster and more aggressive than the swarms of madmen you plow through. This is also to mention that after getting damage, there's a portion that you can get back by attacking an enemy, or drinking some blood vials that you get by killing enemies. This is all vital information, as unlike most games, basic enemies are easily able to butcher you if they get the jump on you, or if you get overwhelmed. You may be the hunter, but you are just likely to be prey as anyone else. Areas will cap off with bosses that are just so good, ranging from a giant colossus to disgusting abominations to humanoid bosses that are usually the most dangerous. Each boss is incredibly difficult to overcome, but rarely in a sense that feels unfair. Looking at you, Michaella. However, all of the bosses do 2 very important things. Firstly, all of the bosses have a sense of forward momentum, meaning they'll pursue you till the ends of the earth, punishing cowardice and backpedaling. Second, the bosses react physically to your attacks, never to the point of stun locking from flinching or cutting off taking stun locking from flinching to cutting off body parts to breaking bones. Bosses actually react to the damage you inflict, encouraging the player to keep up the aggression. All of this is done to the best orchestral tracks ever. I have never been excited and unnerved at the same time, and the game is worth playing just for the soundtrack alone. Now, after all of this, you'll return to the Hunter's Dream, where you could chill out with a depressed, decrepit, kind old man named Gehrman, or talk to the doll lady who will level up your stats. It's a nice break from all the terror of the base gameplay. Bloodborne is genuinely one of the best games ever made. It is utterly terrifying, but gives the player the strength to fight back despite the overwhelming odds. The lore is rich, and despite its age, there is still a unique and incredible experience to be had. Yet despite everything I have said, many of you will be unable to play it, as it is only available on PS4 and PS5. But for what it's worth, thank you for watching. If you can, please play Bloodborne, and always remember, fear the old blood.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire?
Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream. Long ago, old Yharnam was overrun by the plague of beasts and left to rot and decay. And now the only voices heard there are the howls of beasts.
Our thirst for blood satiates us, soothes our fears. But beware, the frailty of men.
The blood makes us human, makes us more than human, makes us human no more.
Good hunter, your presence somehow soothes. What is it you desire? And so, the hunt begins again.
This is Deborah Cohen live on Wheelchairs and Veterans in front of the federal building at the Women's Right protest for Iran in honor of Mahsa Amini. This is Deborah Cohen with
Elham.
And what are your thoughts on this protest?
We're protesting because we want our voice to be out there. The media comes. We've been coming in every day, every week, but there is no news and media. We want a change of regime. We want freedom for women, for men, everybody in Iran. Changing revolution. That's why we're here. We want it to be heard.
Iranian lives matter.
Yes.
Lila. And what are your thoughts on the protest today?
I think it's amazing. I think we're going to get through somehow. I think this time is totally different. I think that all the kids that we have so far lost in Iran, as far as children goes, from 7 years old all the way to 28, 29, 30, 40. It's pretty sad, but this time around, I think something's gonna happen. A new revolution.
Thank you. I'm here with
Lila.
And what are your thoughts on the protest?
Actually, we're just here to support the people in Iran and try to find a way for the politicians here to be our voice. Yeah, people in Iran really needs help.
I'm here with
Brian.
And what are your thoughts on the protest?
Well, I have to say my thoughts and prayers go out to Mahsa Amini. I think it's lovely all the support we're seeing out here. You know, it's very sad how the government is persecuting people who are just trying to just be the human. You know, she just wants to enjoy the fresh air when she goes outside, and I think that the morality police should be investigated. And personally, I had a friend He became a Christian, and the Iranian government is trying to kill people who profess Jesus Christ as Lord. And I just hope that God allows the church to grow in Iran, and that people would be freed from the oppression of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is Deborah Cohen, and we've heard many thoughts on this protest, and most of all, we want freedom for Iran and freedom for the women of Iran. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for sharing.
Now let's send it to Chloe in London with an interview.
Hi, I'm London Neman, and I'm here with Chloe and Ronnie. Today I'll be interviewing Chloe about the fentanyl crisis that is striking cities across the country. Across the nation, people have been giving out fentanyl, an extremely dangerous drug in the shape of candy. What are your thoughts about this?
The fentanyl crisis is a serious issue because it can affect young teens and adults. I believe that people should be really careful with who they get their medicine and drugs from. I also think everyone should stay safe on Halloween since that is when people can be targeted.
Thank you, Chloe. And yes, stay safe out there. Now let's send it to Jasmine with the weather.
Thank you, Chloe in London. Hi, I'm Jasmine Mehdizadeh, and welcome to the week of October 24th, 2022 weather forecast. This week in Beverly Hills, we'll see sunny skies with temperatures ranging from the mid-70s to mid-80s. On Monday, we have a temperature of 75, Tuesday 81, and Wednesday our high of 88. Thursday brings down to 79, and Friday 75. Moving down to Santa Monica, where temperatures are always a bit more cool, we have 72 on Monday, going up to 79 on Tuesday, 84 on Wednesday, 77 on Thursday, and 73 on Friday. And now to Los Angeles, where temperatures are always a bit more humid. We have 78 on Monday, 85 on Tuesday, 90 on Wednesday, 83 on Thursday, 77 on Friday. Thank you for listening to this week's weather report. I'm Jasmine Mehdizadeh. Thanks for tuning in. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Jasmine, and thank you for tuning in to this week's Norman News. I'm Grace Suomi.
And I'm Natalie Gold. We will see you
next week.